Well, hi there, St. Paul residents and fans of the capital city. I'm here at the Black Dog Cafe, and I just sat down with the latest edition of the Saint Paul Almanac. You may think you know St. Paul, and as a city resident for almost 20 years, so did I. But I learn something new every time I pick up this book. And it's not just a great arts and entertainment resource, it's a place for writers to share their St. Paul stories. But before I say any more, let's head up the street to meet the publisher of this annual guide to the saintly city. Kimberly Nightingale is the community organizer and the publisher of the Saint Paul Almanac. So, Kimberly, why did you create the Saint Paul Almanac, and what is it?
We needed a place to tell our stories of St. Paul, and each of us has a great American biography in us, and at night we dream novels, and we need to read and hear each other's stories. And we have gotten support from many different avenues around town and around the Twin Cities, including the City of St. Paul, McKnight Foundation, Knight Foundation, and many other big foundations around the Twin Cities.
Talk about these stories and the writers behind them.
We always have very professional writers, Garrison Keillor, Gordon Parks, who are in our book. We also have everyday people who have never published before, and their stories are often as touching and memorable as the most famous professional writer.
With all the Twitter feeds and Facebook pages telling folks what's hip about St. Paul, what makes your website different?
I'd say that we have everything. We have a calendar that's a daily calendar of what's going on in St. Paul. We have a city guide that has food trucks, restaurants, historical sites, tours, museums. We also have stories, and we have poetry. It's all combined in the website.
But you still want to get the book.
Right. With the book, you really get to hold and feel the city of St. Paul right when you open it up. It's available in many, many different places in St. Paul. There's over 55 locations, including bookstores, the Black Dog Cafe, local coffee shops all around town, and even at the airport.
Well, as Kimberly mentioned, all of this great conversation doesn't happen without several sponsors, one of which is the City of St. Paul. I'm going to stop by the mayor's office to find out more. The city supports the arts and projects like the St. Paul Almanac through a portion of tax revenue called the Cultural Star Program. Joe Spencer is the arts and culture guru here in the mayor's office. Joe, why do we have this Cultural Star Program?
We have the Cultural Star Program so that we can help support artists, arts organizations, and creative people across the city and help driving vitality for the city. Our arts and culture nonprofits draw about 5.5 million visitors a year into the city of St. Paul. This is a huge economic force for our city. The total audience spending plus organization spending is about $330 million each year. So just on an economic basis alone, it's a huge engine for our city. But more importantly, it's our arts organizations, our artists that make up the soul of the city of St. Paul. This is who we are, this creates our identity, and it creates a competitive advantage for us as a city as we go into the future.
What are some of the other projects or artwork supported by the Cultural Star Program?
Well, you know, it's amazing. Every year we have a really competitive process to get these Cultural Star Grant dollars. And so every year we're overwhelmed by all the amazing stuff happening in the city. But just to name a few, throughout the summer, if you look at most of the festival programs that are going on, from the Selby Avenue Jazz Festival to Concrete and Grass and the Jazz Festival, Music and Mirrors, all of these events are made possible in part by the Cultural Star Program. And then we have great capital projects ranging from the tiny little Studio Z or Baroque Room down in the Northwestern Building in Lower Town, all the way to a $3 million commitment to help build a new 1,100-seat concert hall at the Ordway. So the range is far and wide, from activities to capital projects, small and large. And then, of course, we have things like the Saint Paul Almanac, which every year comes out with a new edition featuring the literary arts here in St. Paul.
Thanks, Joe. Now, if you want to find out more about how the city supports the arts,
Dial up my webpage at stpaul.gov, stpaul.gov, and click on the Arts, Culture, and Events tab.
And don't forget to check out the St. Paul Almanac.